What's up, MFs? Welcome back to the Snake Pit. I did this one with Chris Vargas. He's a man of many things: videographer, photographer, podcaster, podcast editor, streetwear designer, all of that. Great guy. We had a great time talking about a lot of things, but mainly I want to let you guys know that his streetwear brand, Season 3, is doing a pop-up shop here in Lubbock, Texas, June 5th. So if you were planning on going to the 806 Fest, and now you don't have anything to do because that got rescheduled, so you can go to this. So there you go. It all works out. And hope to see you guys out there supporting local guys, local artists, food vendors and all of that. It's really cool. And he was a really cool guy and a really good conversation. If you would, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just hit that button and it's that easy. And if you really want to subscribe to the Patreon. I am doing weekly episodes. I know I've been saying it, but this time I'm for real. I started over everything. Weekly bonus episodes every Sunday. Patreon, $3 a month. Not that expensive. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoy. And thank you for listening. Yeah, but that'd be cool if you gave me one, man.
Absolutely, man.
We're here, though. We're here. We're live. We don't have a co-host. Nobody can do it, but we'll fucking make it happen.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's just us two today.
Cheers to the solos.
Yeah, here you go, man. Let me get you one of them.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I don't know if that's cold. That's cold.
Do you have a... I don't have anything. I don't have any rings to pop it off.
Oh, you just twist it?
Is it twist off?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Oh, you don't drink?
Man, it's been a minute.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if I can, sure. But I haven't had a moment to chill lately.
Oh, okay.
In the last 6 months, I'd
yes,
say.
Thank you.
It's
Really?
a show. Yeah.
What have you been doing?
A little bit of everything, man. A little bit of everything. I think the Season 3 stuff is definitely the thing that's been preoccupying most of my time, which is my streetwear company.
Season 3?
Yeah. So Season 3 is based out of Dallas.
Okay.
But we're doing a pop-up shop on the 5th.
Here, right?
Yeah, here. And you're a big reason as to why I wanted to do it, man.
What the fuck you mean?
Yeah, straight up. On the cool, when I met you that night and
By the way, guys, we met. I don't remember. Sorry. That's my fault.
That night that we met at the Country De La Rosa show, I was like, dang, this dude is really super Lubbock. I love it. He is Mr. Lubbock, Texas. And I was like, dang. It was really cool. And then I followed you on Instagram. You followed me back. And then I started checking you out. I was like, dang, what's this guy about? Because you were, super fresh that night. I mean, you're always fresh, dude. But, that night, you were
Yeah, those nights I go all out. I'll say that. I don't look like that every fucking day. If you could see, today I'm wearing jeans, but normally I'm wearing, slides and a fucking athletic shorts. So that night, I was like, fuck it, I think I'm going to go on stage. I'm going to look good.
Dude, you were swagged out,
I was trying to be.
And then whenever you showed up on stage and people went wild, I was like, dang, who is this Rattlesnake Roy? And then I went down the rabbit hole of Rattlesnake Roy.
Damn.
I was a fan.
I guess I'm doing something right because I got to build a better portfolio so people know who I am.
Dude, it was
because a lot more people are asking, who they're like that, honestly, and I'm like,
yeah, so
go check me out. I don't know how well I'm curated. How is that word? Curated my Instagram because nobody really fucks with me on Twitter like that.
Really? Yeah. I have Twitter. I run a couple of Twitter accounts for other people, but I don't myself use Twitter. It's just
Twitter's gotten a little soft.
It's a bathroom wall now. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I find more joy actually in Facebook now.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Really? Because that whole social media being addicting, it is. Mm-hmm. It very much is, and I hate Twitter, but I'm on it.
Really?
Yeah, but Facebook's funny as fuck. Instagram is really where you can present yourself very, in this line of work, what we both do,
Right, yeah.
It's visual.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's why I like Instagram.
Yeah, if you notice, I post a lot on my stories.
Yeah.
Because I feel that's okay, but when I'm posting to my actual wall, I think about it for hours. And I probably shouldn't. I probably should just post it up anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think I have less than 50 posts right now, but actually I have over 1,000 archived.
Yeah.
So
At one point I was trying to make it like a art, a freaking an interactive museum or whatever.
Yeah.
Just kind of like a mood board, but then I was just man, this is because I was really thinking about post for hours. And I was I think Instagram
used to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
If we're being honest. I don't think that was a thing.
Right, there for a while. Yeah, it was cool. But then, just like anything else, it changes.
I think what really fucked it up was the everything was in chronological order. Then that went away. So you like my friend, he posted like this whole, you know, the Paramount Prince.
Yeah.
He posted that fucking this whole mood board basically, and it was like, dude, I was getting one corner one day,
right?
And then
you'll see one eyeball, and then another 2 days later you'll see a nose.
Fucking a week later, it's like the other one. I'm like, dude, this doesn't work anymore. It's cool when you like click on the profile, but
right outside of that, it's definitely bootleg. So
you're bringing this to Lubbock.
Yes, I'm bringing the pop-up shop to Lubbock, and I think it's time, man. Like the biggest thing, the number one thing that I always felt like was Lubbock's problem is that it never had any of its own culture. Like I felt like the culture of Lubbock has been surrounded around Texas Tech, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing.
Oh no, it's really great when it's great.
Right, when it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
But whenever Tech is failing, like it's been failing, unfortunately, you know, we haven't had a good football team in a couple years. Basketball team was riding a high, and now that Coach Beard left, it's kind of like left us out there.
Any chance I get, fuck you, dude.
But that's the thing, right? Is like, and the reason that he left was because, I mean, when you look at the city of Lubbock versus the city of Austin, Austin has its own culture outside of UT. You know what I mean?
It's like a whole world, like the world knows about that.
Right, exactly. So if we could have something that was similar to that, I'd be all about it. And when I met you and then I saw the podcast, I was like, dude, this is legit. Like, this guy gets it.
I literally said that last podcast I did, which hasn't come out yet. I was like, my friend was saying like how when he lived in Dallas,
right,
people were like, what the fuck, where's Lubbock? And then people were like, Tech. And they're like, oh.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's, I know that. And that's okay. And I'm trying to change that. I'm like, all right, let's make Lubbock. I don't think is ever going to be Austin, and it's never going to be like a big city.
Right.
But we can make it like cool. I think we can make it cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. 100%.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, man, I think this could be incredibly dope. And so I made this design, which sucks because it'll be in probably later on this next week. Because originally we were going to do the podcast on the 29th. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll introduce it on your show.
I fuck.
It's okay.
That's Memorial Day weekend and all that, so my bad, yeah.
No, you're good. But originally we were going to do it on that date, so I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to have all of the dope stuff and then present it to you so that you know that you would be like the inspiration behind it. Like just in general, like the whole idea of me wanting to actually bring more awareness to Lubbock, that's from you. So
really?
Thank you. Yeah, because for the longest time, like,
no, thank you.
it's a weird thing, man. Because like you know, there's always been this mentality of like, you know, the shark in the small fishbowl, right?
Oh yeah.
The shark can only grow as big as that fishbowl, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why I'd been operating like in and out of Dallas for like forever already. You know what I mean? Originally, I moved back from my son because you know I had a son and he's from Amarillo, and so I moved back to be closer to him. But as life progressed, obviously, I wanted to make something of myself. And so I was doing things in Dallas because it was just where I could grow faster, right?
That's where all the big cities got the money.
Right.
For the most part. And that's,
And that's another thing, though, right? But it's because the culture lends to that.
I get you now.
You know what I mean?
Nah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So that's kind of where I was like, well, dang, like there's not, like if it's not Texas Tech based, then it doesn't make money in Lubbock. Right? And so whenever I saw your show, I was like, dude, he gets it. He's going to be the taste maker for Lubbock.
I want to be one of them. Shit. Like, look, don't get me wrong. I've always said it. I love Austin. And I want to live there.
Right.
But the thing about, like, I hate giving the big secrets out. The thing about Lubbock is it's cheap.
Right.
And also, like, it's also like if I wanted to be back and forth between Austin and Lubbock, I can do that in a week.
Right.
I can come here 4 or 5 days and then go there 3 days and come back. It's cheap.
Is that why you asked me like where I actually live? Because it looks like a lot of people think that I actually live in Dallas because I'm always there all the time. But it's just because it is cheap.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy just to go back and forth between here and a lot of big cities.
Right. On a flight, it's like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I can be in and out.
Yeah.
You know?
But no, I want to be. I think I think I just can like, especially with the Buddy Holly Center opening.
Oh yeah.
I'm fucked up my words right now. I don't know why. But with that thing opening is like, oh fuck, maybe like more people are gonna come.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I can grow this bigger, and then they'll want to fuck with me, and then fuck with the Buddy Holly Center. That's like the goal.
That's it. That's
absolutely
the goal.
A lot of like, this sounds silly because I'm not there yet. It's just like I want to be like I'm sure a lot of people flock to Austin because of Joe Rogan. Even now.
Absolutely.
I want a lot of people to flock here because of me.
Absolutely.
Or because of the Buddy Holly Center and me.
Right.
And other people doing things. And maybe people are like, I'm doing something. Like a lot of people may be starting something great and they leave. You know, maybe they're like, no, I should just stay here and see what goes on. You know.
I mean, the thing is, there's room for it.
Yeah.
Right. And I think we finally, and this is like props to your show because you do get a lot of awareness, around all of the different like big shows that they've been doing. You know, like a lot of the local concerts and stuff like that. Like that's a big thing, and I know about it because of you and your post. You know what I mean?
Well,
which is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, because like beforehand, there's nobody that was kind of like in Dallas. They have like D Magazine, and then they have the Observer. And the Observer would write smaller articles about like more local community stuff, and so there became like just a big old local following for the Dallas Observer. And so here, I feel like everybody who's anybody comes through you, or at least they should.
That's how I feel too.
And it's not a crazy idea.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to sound like whatever. Like it's just the truth. Like fuck, I'm
right. I mean,
I'm here for everybody, not just music.
Right.
You know, everybody that's like here. Like it's not that hard to come to my. You know, we're at my house.
Right. Yeah.
We're in the middle of Lubbock at my house.
Right.
So it's like easy and.
Right.
So yeah, they should come here and tell me their story, even if they have a bigger following than me. Like just come tell the story.
Yeah, man.
It'll get out.
It's cool.
I love it. I'm trying. Like it's just coming. It's all coming.
I don't think people understand the gravity of what you've been doing. Like even like doing a daily podcast, that's insanely hard. Like it's not easy. It's a lot of man hours. It's a lot of like just you being behind and editing. Like that takes a lot.
That's where like you said, we were supposed to do it on the 29th. Today's the 22nd. I was like, man, dude, I need a vacation. I just straight up need a vacation, and I fucked up these last 2 weeks with scheduling people, and I was like, it's too much. I rode that wave and it was fun, but I'm like, fuck it, I gotta slow down, dude. It's just
at some point it becomes a bit overwhelming.
It's especially like being one of only two people who are. I mean, the other person who's here, she helps, but it's like I do everything.
Right. Yeah.
That's because I want to though.
Right.
But it's just a lot. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah, but that's the whole goal with the podcast, man. Is like, it's weird because there's you hear a lot of noise about how many there's too many of podcasts right now. I'm like, yeah.
Right. I mean,
that's all right.
But there's also too many pairs of socks, and we still buy socks. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. There's too many musicians. There's too many this. There's too many that. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, the thing is, and this was something that I didn't like really come into until like later on in life. But there's room enough for everyone. You know what I mean? Like I remember I used to operate from like a scarce mentality, like for real. Like I didn't want to help anybody. I didn't want to give anybody any tips or any secrets, just because I was like, well, if I tell them, then they'll know, and then they'll be on the same level as me. And then I'm like, no, man. Like now that I'm older, I'm like, well, competition drives the market. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So the more people that there are operating in the space, I'm a pretty competitive dude. Like I like, when somebody else is doing something, because I'm like, dang, okay, I see you.
Hell yeah.
Now I got to go harder. You know
That's
what I mean?
how I feel, man. That's when people are like, I'm gonna do a podcast. I'm like, you should.
Right. Absolutely.
You should absolutely.
Right.
Let's make it great.
Right. Yeah.
We can feed off each other,
exactly.
And even like not even people, just other people who are on like on the stage. Like I'm like, damn, I want to be on stage.
Right.
I want that attention. That's cool.
Yeah,
like,
the MCing stuff is definitely dope.
What am I gonna do to get on? What am I gonna do to get that attention?
Right.
I better be better than you at some other way.
Right. No, it's a good feeling for sure.
Yeah.
Because some guys are really good at doing like podcast stuff because it's cool. Like it's just chill. But then like going in front of an audience is that like immediate stage fright. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So not very good MCs. But
this last Friday was the first time I like MC'd and Space Rodeo, and the very first like introduction, I forgot what I was gonna say. Right off the bat, I was like, "Oh fuck, what was I about to say?" I was in like doing this.
Yeah.
Do you have any like practice in podcasting or anything? Do you do that? You do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like doing this, I've learned like the skill of like thinking fast, being able to react fast. So it was weird. It was like time slowed down, and I could hear myself thinking, "Dude, you just fucked up. You better make up real quick." And then I was able to, all in real time. So I thought that's where this helped me do that. I was like, fuck.
Definitely.
And I could like make fun of myself. I was like, damn, you really fucked up after all that. You were sitting there practicing all day almost, and you fucked up the first few seconds of the show. Nobody noticed.
Right. Yeah. But because nobody knows what you're gonna say, right?
Yeah.
It's just you off the rip, like going at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do a podcast with another friend of mine, Fabian. We do the Arable. I'm sorry, my bad. That's the other podcast I do. So I co-produce another podcast called the Arable Podcast. And that's,
what?
It's called the Arable Podcast. I co-produce for them.
The Arable?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I just edit it for them, right? So they send me the audio tracks, I level everything out. So that's one podcast that I work with. But I do another podcast called The Aviator and the Creator, and that's with me and my homie Fabian, and we just shoot the stuff.
Y'all do that here?
No, we actually just do it over Zoom, which that part is like a totally different beast.
Really?
Yeah, and it's different because it's not real time. Like you and I are like, right there. Mm-hmm. But like there's just a tinge of a delay sometimes in the Zoom calls, and so it's not that. I mean, it's dope because I'm talking to my friend, but at the same time,
where's he at?
Like, he's in Amarillo.
Oh, okay.
So every once in a while, when I'm in Amarillo, I'll try to do like a live podcast with him. So that
how long you been doing that?
Man, we've been doing it for a couple of months, but like he's been super busy just with life because he's also a photographer there in Amarillo, and so of course I've been crazy busy because I do videography, I do photography, I do some graphic design, I do a little bit of everything. And so I freelance like all the time. So like a lot of my time is gone too. And so it's hard for us to kind of...
And you're a father?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, wow.
I'm a full-time father. Like I actually have custody of Gavin. So I'm like all the time, like I try to have a schedule throughout the day. And so like I know he's going to go to bed around like 8:45, 8:30, right? And so I'm like, all right, finally. Once he's down, then I'm like working on all this stuff. And I work on all this stuff till like 12:30, 1.
So do all those freelance stuff, like obviously you enjoy it.
Right.
Does that like you doing that to pay for season 3, or what is that? What your main thing is?
Absolutely. So season 3 has been the main thing that I've been chasing down lately. But one of the newer projects that I'm working on is the Dead Stock Chronicles. That's the thing I'm going to go to direct. So I've been spending a lot of time more recently with the actors doing like rehearsals and stuff like that. And we're doing it all over Zoom because they're in Dallas. And of course I'm here. And so literally every night at like, once I lay him down, I'm in like super work mode. I almost feel like I'm like, you know how in the Matrix, whenever he's like, whenever he's not at his day job, he's like on the computer doing all that stuff.
Movie, so.
You've never seen the Matrix?
I still haven't. Somebody called me out for that already. I still haven't watched it, by the way.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's cool anymore because that was like real 2000s,
Yeah.
But I feel like it's still hitting. But anyways, just like really being about my schedule, like really taking advantage of it. And then whenever he does go with his moms on the weekend, like that's when I try to like schedule shoots and stuff like that to where I can be with the actual clients and not feel bad that I'm taking away from his time. You know what I mean?
So was it called Dead Side?
So the Dead Stock Chronicles is
Dead Stock.
Yeah, Dead Stock.
Oh, so it's with shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's
okay.
Exactly right, yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm a big sneakerhead myself.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I got on, was like doing a lot of video lookbooks about just shoes that I was buying. Because I really love shoes. And I was like, man, and at the time I was like, I really want to do YouTube. But how do I do YouTube without doing just straight up reviews? Because everybody does reviews, right?
That's kind of gone away too a little bit, I think.
Oh yeah, because everybody does them, right? So I was like, well, how do I do it in a manner that's different, but also feels cool? And so I started shooting lookbooks, which is just essentially like a live action magazine, you could say, right? So it's shots of the shoes, shots of my outfit, to dope music in dope places. And so that was like I caught a lot of eyes for that. And so they reached out to me because, I'm Dallas based. And so they were like, hey man, we'd really like you to come work on this project with us. I think that you could lead it. And so I met with the writer and the producers. And yeah, man, we start shooting on June 2nd. So that's coming up pretty quick.
Was that like a big, like,
it feels
production thing?
Yeah. I mean, we got like and really it's 2 guys in the first episode. So for 2 guys in the first episode, we got like 30 cast members there, or that will be there. So it just feels like a really big production for me personally, because I'm like, I think.
So what's like the whole premise of it again?
Yeah. So the premise of the show is like 2 dudes, is a older guy and a younger guy. So they have like a big homie, little homie kind of relationship, right? And so they're about 2 dudes just trying to hustle, sell sneakers, and show off kind of their adventures. But really, the show was more just about them hustling.
Oh, it's like a scripted thing?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I was confused. I thought it was like a complex thing where you go and interview people about sneakers or some shit.
Nah.
Oh, damn. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. So it's really exciting. So we've been doing like rehearsals every Wednesday. So we have one more rehearsal, and then we go and we shoot it on June 2nd. So I'm excited, man.
Oh, and you shoot it in Dallas?
Yeah, we shoot it in
Dallas. Oh, damn, dude. That's cool.
So it's really dope, man. I'm excited about that. Like, really excited about that. Because whenever we go, like, at season 3, and that's the other kind of, like, end that I had into that world, was because whenever it's a streetwear brand, but I correlate a lot of, the shirt designs with, like, some shoes that I know that are coming out, right? So I kind of design around that kind of colorway just for that specific shoe so that it pairs up well. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's just, people really mess with season 3 because that whole story, season 3, comes originally from this HBO show called How to Make It in America. And it was about 2 dudes on the come up. They're trying to hustle, trying to get into, just making money. Because a lot of, what they're going through is, at the time, the same thing that I was going through. Which was, I dropped out of college. And I dropped out of college because I wanted to be a history professor. And then this was around the time that they started firing all these teachers, right? Because they started cutting the school budget. And this is like 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't remember that.
They had started firing all these teachers because they started cutting down budgets. And I was like, what the hell am I going to school for if by the time I get out of school, there won't be a job for me? You know what I mean? So I stopped going to school for that. And at the same time, that show got canceled. So we never actually saw them come up. So they ran for 2 seasons and then they got canceled. And when they got canceled, I wanted to see more. I never got to see them live that season 3. They were on the cusp, right? They were so close to making it, but we never get to see them make it. And so that's kind of where I was like, well, I want to be season 3.
Damn, that's interesting. I like that.
I want to be the guy that makes it, right?
Yeah.
So that's where season 3 comes from.
Who do you work? Is that just you, or you with other people?
So I actually have another business partner. His name is Derek DeLeon, and he's actually from Plainview, but I met him in Dallas.
Wow.
So we kind of know a lot of the same type of people. And so one day, because when I first moved to Dallas, and I couldn't get a job. I left on a whim, and I had some saved up money or whatever, and I could never get a job because I couldn't speak Spanish. I'm pretty decent. I'm I
don't know any Spanish stuff. I need to learn that, honestly.
I'm always yo lo entiendo, pero no hablo mucho, which I understand, but I don't talk it, right? Uh-huh. And so I couldn't get a job because I couldn't speak Spanish, right? Everybody thinks Chris Vargas is some sort of stage name. I'm no, that's really my name. It's a weird thing because I used to. Sorry, my bad. I'm going on a.
I love rant. It. Just talk, man. You ain't gotta say. Just keep going.
But yeah, so I couldn't get a job, and finally I was well. I know United's always hiring, and so I went. I worked at United as a stalker when I first moved there, and that's how I ended up meeting Derek. He was the produce manager.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So we just met. We chopped it up. He gave me a haircut because I needed a haircut real bad at the time, and I didn't know anybody there. I didn't know any barbers or anything like that. And he was like, "Bro, let me fade you up." I was like, "All right, cool, appreciate it." And so then we just started hanging out, and I saw they had a bunch of sneakers. So they had a bunch of tats, and I was like, "Dang, this dude is actually a really cool dude." Which, I didn't know anybody there in Dallas. So
that's wild. I've heard a lot of people doing that. I think that's the best way to figure out what you're made of. Just go.
Just go.
Just go do it.
Yeah, and that was always my thing. It was I always felt like Dallas was the New York of Texas.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why. I'm from Post. So
yeah, I was gonna ask you about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't know you said about the moose knuckle in one of the comments.
Yeah.
I grew up in that.
Yeah, so the moose knuckle is literally right here. Mm-hmm. Where I grew up, my house was right here. So it's down the street. So I lived
if you're going north or south?
Shoot, I don't know. You're headed towards the prison.
Oh, yeah.
So my house is right there.
So on that corner?
So not on that corner.
No, I was that corner. If you turn right and you go in that little area, that's where I grew up.
Really? Mm-hmm. Dang, that's so crazy.
Balon and Paul and...
What's crazy is I don't know a lot of people from Post.
That's weird because I was if you grew up right there, then you must have known everybody there.
I do and I don't. I know some people's cousins and stuff like that, and I'm oh, okay, cool. But yeah, so my uncle, his name is Isaac. I don't know. My family's Perez, is where I originally come from. But my mom married my dad. He's Vargas. So.
What's your mom's name?
Vicky Perez.
I know there's two different Perez's.
Yeah, there's two different Perez's in the town.
Yeah. So
like,
are you related to an Anthony Perez?
No. Like,
and you might be related to me because
that's wild.
I know there's two. Like I'm telling you, like when you go to the right, and there's like this like there's this growing like.
Okay, let me ask you: are you related to Keisha Perez?
Yeah, that's my tia.
Okay, so I'm not related to Keisha Perez.
Okay,
but we are friends.
Yeah, like shit.
Yeah, we grew up together. So
that's her house is where I'm saying where I grew up.
Really?
My mom that's my mom's sister.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
And I grew up most of my summers in Post.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, right in that area. Yeah. I mean, at that house with her.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I haven't talked to her since like high school.
Oh, so,
yeah. But we're still friends on Facebook.
Did you graduate there with her?
No, I graduated. So that was the other thing. It was like I moved around a lot.
Oh, okay.
So like I grew up in Post till I was like in 6th grade. Then I moved to Lubbock. And then my grandparents started their own business when I was a junior. So I moved back to Post to hang out with them and help them out or whatever while they were getting that off the ground. And then my senior year, I came back to Lubbock and I graduated from Lubbock High. But like literally in those years, like I didn't know anybody. Like I knew of people, but I didn't know them, right? Like I didn't go hang out and do like bunch parties. So like people know me, but I don't know them on that level because like my parents, or my mom I should say, and my grandparents, they raised me and they were super strict. So like I could never go anywhere. So if I saw anybody, it was like at football games or something like that. You know
okay.
And that was pretty much it.
Yeah, when you said that about the moose, well, the moose is like I don't know, it's like been revamped recently, like in the last 5-10 years. So
really?
It's like a newer thing, I think. Yeah. I don't want to speak out of line, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Keisha, that's my tia. I actually talked to her today.
That's awesome.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's so wild.
But yeah, there's like that whole area. Her dad is Gilbert, his brother Raymond, his brother Paul, his sister Alice, all lived right next to each other.
That's so
Saw
wild.
the cousins, and we all grew up together. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's the one cool thing about Post is it's pretty tight knit.
Yeah.
Like everybody usually knows everybody, or if they don't know you, then they know somebody you know.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I was like, what the fuck?
But I've never actually been into the moose knuckle because my grandparents were like super hardcore Baptist, and so they were like, no.
Do you like to drink?
Every once in a while.
Yeah, because you threw me off with that twisted thing. I'm like,
yeah, I'll drink it. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. If it's offered to me, I'll be like, yeah, sure, all right, whatever. You know, when in Rome. But for the most part, because I'm always working on something, I try to be like sober as possible. Now, if I'm chilling and I know I'm gonna be chilling, oh yeah, absolutely.
You smoke?
Nah, I don't really smoke. No, you know what? And it's not probably because I hadn't had the opportunity. Like, whenever I was in Vegas, I definitely tried out everything.
Really? Even the women?
No.
I would.
I'm definitely not that lucky.
Well, you pay for it. That's what I meant. I'd pay for it.
I definitely have it. So, but yeah, when I was in Vegas, there's a place called Planet 13. I tried out everything.
Isn't that the biggest dispensary in the world?
Oh, yeah. I tried. It was like the Apple store of weed shops. But I tried it out. I said what it was like. It was nice. It, like, I will be honest, it turns my brain off from thinking about work.
Mom, come here real quick. Come on the podcast real quick. I need to ask you something. What's your mom's name?
Vicky.
Vicky Perez. Do you know who that is?
From where?
Post.
She's related to Lupe Perez.
Yeah.
Isaac Perez, Rachel Perez. Yeah, that's my family.
Oh, cool.
Small world, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Cool, yeah.
That's my mother, folks, if y'all didn't know. I don't think she's ever been on here.
Nice.
You want a beer or what? The cameras are rolling, so. You want a beer?
Yeah, I'll take a beer.
Have the garage door open so people can see us.
Huh?
You're gonna be on camera.
Why don't I be on camera?
I'm just letting you know you're gonna be on.
It's fine.
All right, cool. I know you don't like to be, but
Nice.
Just making a short appearance.
there you go, man.
Gotta take my beer back inside.
All right.
Ready shit?
So yeah, what you were saying you grew the Post thing. Why? What were we talking about? Because you were saying Dallas is New York of
Texas.
Texas.
Right. And so whenever I was younger, we would go on like these youth group trips to like Six Flags and stuff like that. You know, when you're rolling up on the city, there's that big ass skyline, and you're just like, dang.
Yeah, that
feels cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool feeling, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, if I could make it there, then I feel like I could make it anywhere. which is the thing that they say about New York. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And so when I started making a name for myself in Dallas, I was like, dang, this feels good, you know? But like after the whole Coach Beard thing, that was when I was, well, even before Coach Beard thing, I had been talking about it for a while. Like, I felt like Lubbock needed a rebranding or anything like that. Like something, like I know Reggae Dykes always catches a lot of heat, but he was doing stuff.
My boy, man. He's going to prison probably.
Dang, is he really?
I know he was indicted.
Was he?
Mm-hmm. Dang, a few months ago. I was
like, I never had no beef with Reggae Dykes. I bought a car from Reggae Dykes.
Fuck with that motherfucker. I love him.
Like, what's crazy is like I'll say that right, and I'll catch a lot of heat, but I'm like, honestly, like Reggae Dykes did more for the city than McDougal's ever done for the city. I don't know of anything that McDougal's ever done for the city.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to speak on that. I don't know because I don't know.
I don't know McDougal either.
Yeah,
but I know.
I grew up. I mean, I didn't grow up. I went to high school my freshman year with Riley Rager, which is his son. And, you know, it's like Riley Rager.
Right.
He's Bart Rager's son. This is like in his heyday. And he's like this rich kid. He's cool. He fucked with me, and that really meant a lot to me.
Right.
He fucked with me like,
right.
I'm just me. I'm not even me. I'm not even Rattlesnake Roy at this point.
Right.
I'm just like, and he's, you know, he's like grown up adult. He's big.
Right.
He's got a beard. Like, I'm being honest, he's got a beard. He's a good looking kid. And he's fucking with me. And I'm 15 and I look like I'm 12. You know, I look like I'm 10. And he fucked with me. So I always fucked with the Ragers like that. Right. It was cool, man. They were cool people.
Like, I feel like for as much hate as he catches, like, he did a lot for the city. Yeah. And he started to put Lubbock back on a map that it hadn't been on before, you know?
But then he did it again in a bad way.
I know. But, I mean, what are you going to do, you know? So, I'm definitely not hating on anything, but... Like,
no, I'm sad he got indicted.
Like, whenever it happened, I stopped and I thought for a second. I was like, he's probably the only person to try to rebrand Lubbock in a manner that didn't paint it Texas Tech, you know?
Yeah.
And I honestly, I feel like in order for Lubbock to really grow, to really be impactful, to really mean something to Texas, it's got to move away from tech. Not that it can't embrace tech, but it's got to set itself apart and really just be about Lubbock.
I think there's because I just hear, you know, being who I want to be.
Right.
I try to I'm not even lying. Like, I want to know information other people don't know.
Right.
And I listen.
Right.
And I'm hearing things. I talk to people, like, just the revamp of like art and culture in downtown Lubbock right now. That's gonna either is going on or is gonna happen.
Right.
And it gives me a lot of hope. It's like,
oh yeah,
there's
absolutely.
a lot of money being put into that.
Man, thank God.
And I better fucking have a fucking foot in the door with that. If not, I'm gonna put my fucking foot in the door forcefully. Right. But yeah, I'm like, maybe we can like be Lubbock.
Right.
You know,
it can be done. I mean, other cities have done it. You know what I mean? It can definitely be done.
Yeah, I just look at it like, why hasn't it already been? Because there's so much talent has come out of here. But I also think with the internet and just social media, like, you don't have to stay in one spot. You don't have to be a location anymore. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people here can make it.
Absolutely.
And again, not to give our secrets, it's like rent is like pretty cheap.
Right. And the thing is, I mean, you have places now there are outlets like you were talking about. Now there's the internet.
Yeah.
Now you can blow up big on the internet. You don't have to leave your house.
Yeah, right? For sure.
Shout out to the Snake Pit. You know what I mean? Like, this is by far one of the best things that happened to Lubbock. Like, and I'm not trying to blow up your head or anything like that, but like, honestly.
Are you talking about this?
Yeah, the Snake Pit.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not trying to blow your head up or anything like that. But like, just having an outlet where you can bring in artists, whoever you want to, right? Like, you're not like just married to one genre or anything like that. You're talking to everybody, which is what I love. It's dope. Like, I probably watch your show, Joe Rogan, Joey Diaz, TFA Kid, or whatever the hell they are now.
The Fighter and the Kids. Yeah. You like them?
Yeah. You don't like them?
I don't like.
Who don't you like?
You know who I don't like. I ain't gonna say it.
I'll watch them all. Like, I don't like watch.
I'm a big fan of Brian Callen.
Oh yeah, I love Brian Callen. I think what happened that.
Him?
That. Yeah.
Oh, that was some bullshit. Yeah. So you can come at me for that's some bullshit. What happened to him?
Yeah.
So just saying that.
It's always just, I don't know.
I think like if you listen to them, they're even saying like that's over.
Right.
We're starting to like move away from that.
Right.
Which is good because, I mean, if you're actually that person, then you should be
Right.
thrown under the bus and canceled and
Right.
put in prison. You should be if you're an awful guy like that. But if you're not,
Yeah. Just
It's
that
like-
the whole idea of like cancel culture in general.
don't even get me started.
It's
Don't even
it's
get me
intense.
started.
It's intense.
I'm scared of it. I hate it.
Right.
I think it should go away.
Oh yeah, because it's censorship in a way.
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
exactly what it is.
And so it sucks. But I get it. You know.
But yeah, if you listen to them,
Mm-hmm.
then you know why I do what I do. Because like
Right.
those are like I was listening to Tales of Thievery,
Uh-huh.
Part 1, Joey Diaz when you got
Yeah.
here. So
Yeah.
like I just love those guys so much, and I'm like, I want to be like them. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've not fucked up, but a lot of people are like, is he a hip hop rapper podcast? I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm
but
not.
those guys are willing to talk.
Yeah, I love
know?
those guys for that because
Right.
they want to be heard, which
Right.
I think they deserve their shine
Right.
in Lubbock right now because a lot of people, they probably think of country or
Right.
other shit, not
Right.
that.
And that's what I mean. Is like you're giving them space, right? Like you've created a lane for them to come through. So yeah, why not? You know what I mean? Like that. I think that's incredible. I think what you did with what were they? Dork Productions.
Dork Productions,
That was
love
cool.
them.
I saw that one. That one's really nice. You know, like just you being able to provide a platform. Right.
It's weird you saying that because like it is like that, but the way I see it is like I'm thankful they came on.
Really?
Like, guys like that came on.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah. No, I mean,
because
it's a good feeling.
they're definitely like I always see like they're I don't ever want to get in this frame like this mindset where I'm like I'm greater than you are, so you come on.
Right.
No, I want people who are greater than me to come on.
Right.
That's how I see it anyways.
Right. Yeah.
And maybe I do have a bigger following, but I'm like, damn, you're doing more than me.
Right.
Why don't you come on and tell me about how you're succeeding?
Yeah.
It's because you can pull from everybody and like make your own way.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And again, like there's no limit anymore. You
Yeah.
can be an artist, you can be a podcaster, you can be a fashion dude or whatever.
Right.
That's what's cool about this.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's incredible.
And I want all of that in Lubbock.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I really was like, okay, I want to do a drop just for Lubbock. And, oh man, I want to tell you about the idea, but the idea is really cool, but it's super simple design. So I know as soon as it comes out, like, people will jock it.
So what exactly are you doing at the pop-up?
So we're going to do...
Because it's June 5th, right?
Right, it's June 5th, which I didn't know that they were doing some sort of music fest or anything.
No, actually, that has been moved to August.
Did it get moved to August?
you got
Okay,
lucky.
thank God. So I was like, man, I hope I like, because I didn't know. Like even like Country told me, he was like, bro, that's the same day as the other thing, and I was like,
The 806 Fest got
dang,
moved
bro.
if y'all didn't know that. By now.
okay. So the 806 Fest got moved. I'm sorry that whatever happened, but why
I
it
don't,
got
don't
moved.
think it was anything negative.
Oh, okay,
Just
cool. They just wanted
More,
to move it.
more planning, more preparation.
Okay, cool. And all right, so that's awesome. That's,
Yeah,
I didn't
there
know
you
that.
go.
Thank
You
God.
get
Okay, I feel a lot better now.
Get a little sigh of relief. with
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. Okay, cool. So just to pop up, we're just gonna have like a couple different designs that I made specifically for Lubbock,
Like clothes?
like streetwear clothes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So some clothes and some hats and some stickers.
Like
and stuff
that one?
Yeah. So this one I made for Dallas. Like this is like obviously it's Dallas Mavericks colors or whatever.
Oh, makes sense.
So yeah, so that's my vibe. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited to have some people come.
Where's
out
it gonna
there.
be at?
So let me grab the address because it's a weird address because it's like in one of those newer, like I don't know what they are. They're kind of like these buildings that they build. They're not garages. They're
Those
not.
like studios,
Yeah, kind of
like those storage studios.
Yeah,
Where at? Is
yeah.
it Casp?
So I don't know where it's at. I know the address is 7903 Country Road 1500 Suite 20. I don't know. I have it posted up on the season 3
Oh,
Instagram.
no, that's not. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of like almost to Woodford is where it's at. It's kind of like I don't know. There's 82nd that you go down. It's kind of back over here where my phone is. But it's pretty dope, man. It's cool. We'll shut down what's there now, and we'll kind of season 3 it out. And it'll just be like a nice vibe. Frostbites, which is one of the food trucks here.
Yeah, what is that?
So they're like an ice cream dessert type of place or whatever. So they're gonna have a couple different like season 3 flavors that we made just for the pop-up shop, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, because like I went over there today because they were at the farmers market, and I took a friend of mine just so they could try out the ice cream, and it's like the creamiest ice cream of all time. Like they have it infused with like liquid nitrogen,
Oh shit!
So,
Like you can
yeah.
breathe that shit or whatever.
so it's super good though. It's crazy good. Like I was like, dang.
So have you done much marketing for this?
Not
advertising?
A lot. Yeah, not a lot. Actually.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it once.
Right, because I was like, I need to wait until like we get like 2 weeks out. So now that we're like 2 weeks out, you'll probably see a lot more ads and stuff like that.
Okay. Because you need to tell more people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this probably will be out next week, so it'll be a week before.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I mean, if you want to send me some shit, I'll put it on my story. Like, hey,
absolutely,
get your ass out there.
Absolutely,
that's pretty cool. It's like, again, that's like big city vibes. Like they're making flavors just for that. That's really cool.
So it is dope, man. So I'm excited. So I really want to bring that to Lubbock.
Are you filming it? Anything out there? Like
I'm sure that it will. Yeah, I'm sure that it will.
You have music out there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We may need a DJ though, because I think one of them is trying to flake right now. So we'll see. I don't know. Worst case scenario, I'll break out the Bluetooth. But I don't know. Any DJs? We may have to hit you up.
I know a few. They're free that weekend now because that weekend's not going to be occupied by the fest.
Yeah.
Damn, that would have been terrible, dog.
Yeah. I know. That's why I was like, man, thank God. Because, like, I really was stressed out. And I was like, well, I mean, something's happening all the time. But that was like a really big thing. That's like
really huge for or for this type of people that listen, probably.
Right. Yeah. So it was a really big deal. So I was like, dang, okay. But yeah. Because I do, like, I've known Country for a little bit. I know Country through his manager, Ruben Ramirez.
Ruben. Yeah. He lives down the street.
He does.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And I picked, because I did On the Road with Country. I was like,
yeah.
He's like, this is where I stay, Ruben's house. I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I know Country through Ruben, because, you know, Ruben's Country's manager or whatever. And so he put us together.
Kirby?
Yeah, Curb. Yeah. Homie Curb.
I couldn't think of his name at first. Yeah. What the fuck did I
was like, I don't know if I should call him Kirby or not, but
that's what I call him.
Out of the mouth, his name is Curb.
That's what I know him by. I didn't know him by Ruben for a long time.
It's always weird for me to call him Ruben, but I'm like, it's Kirby to me. But anyways.
Yeah.
So I know Country through Kirby, and he linked us up. I did his most recent music video, and then I've been doing his album covers, like the last 2 covers that he has. And Country, I love country music, so that's why I was like, dang. So I messaged him. I was like, hey, man. I was like, I'm not trying to take any shine away from your day, because I know that's what y'all had, but we just had it planned here because this was the only weekend that I was free to do it. Like, the rest of my summer is going to be filled up with Dead Stock Chronicles. Because we're shooting like 5 mini episodes. In the first episode, we film on June 2nd. And then I think we film again on the 15th. And then the 30th. And then like 2 weeks in July. So we're going to shoot like 5 mini episodes. So.
Yeah, that's cool though.
I'm super excited about that. Like,
that's
I can't.
Really cool.
Like, we have our own theme song. We have our own merch towards it. So that's an entirely different thing. But like, that is really something that I think a lot of people will enjoy once it comes out.
Where's it going to come out on?
So we'll probably drop it on all platforms. YouTube, Patreon, Vimeo, like everywhere. So that'll be a thing. And hopefully, I mean, because what the plan is to shoot all the episodes. There'll be short episodes, probably like 5 to 7 minutes. And then we'll combine all the episodes and try to pitch it over to Netflix. And we'll see how that goes.
I was just about to say, before you said that, that's the cool thing about, like, you can, like, obviously Netflix is money.
Oh, yeah.
Money.
Absolutely.
But you can do everything without having to kind of kneel to.
Right.
I've heard good things about Netflix. I've never heard anything bad.
Right.
But you don't have to kneel to.
Right. To studios or anything like that anymore.
Any big wigs. Like, that days are over.
Yeah.
I just thought about that. I was like, damn, are you going to be on a. But you could just release it on.
Right.
Or just, like, Tom Segura it. Fucking live. You know, like. Pay $10.
That's what's crazy, right? Is like there's all these different lanes.
That's where I want to be at eventually, like a network.
Absolutely.
Because you can do it. I mean, I'm sure it costs money, but
I'm surprised Bud Light's not sponsoring this right now.
One of these days, I need hit the subscribe button so I can quit my job and actually start getting some sponsors.
Can we talk about that for a second?
What?
Like, how hard is it to hit?
Oh, dude, you and I are always on that shit.
Dude, I be trying to hype everybody
every
up.
day.
I like everybody's photos. I give everybody some comments. I give everybody some love. Like, any chance
you
that
really
I get.
do.
Like, I really try to do a good job about that because I know it's important to me.
You're solid at that, and I'm not so solid about returning the favor. I'll be honest. Like, I should be subscribing. I should be commenting and liking, but. Like, you're always like, every time I post something, you're on hunt.
I'm on it.
You're reacting to the thing, and you're active, and I respect that. Thank you, by the way.
Hey, no problem.
But yes, it is. Even you don't even have to do that. Literally, press a button to subscribe and like.
That's it.
And
like, what's crazy is like that's the social. How would you say, like, the social money? You know what I mean? It's like,
that's what I mean.
When you hit the subscribe button, like it really does. Like, where's the camera at? It really does matter when you hit the subscribe
That's
button.
what I mean, dude. It's like, that will literally change my life.
Right.
If you subscribe to my shit or you like my shit, you don't even have to watch it. Just
Right.
fucking subscribe and like.
Just subscribe. When the video, hit the bell so you be the first one to comment. Like, it's not hard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the notification bell.
Yeah.
That's pretty simple.
Just hit play one time for me. That's it. Like,
Yeah, and it
that's all
counts.
that I asked for.
Yeah, I'm going to continue to say as like it means the world to us, guys like us, when you subscribe, and it's literally like a button.
Right.
Just boom. And then like to repost is 2. You
Right.
press the one button and then you put on your story.
That's it.
That's it.
And what's crazy is like, sometimes I like stuff and I don't even like it. But I know that this guy liked it, right? Like, this is his project. And I'll catch some heat for this, too. Because I'll like stuff or I'll repost stuff. And it's about somebody that somebody didn't like. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
What do you mean?
Like, I reposted a story one time from my friend in L.A. Because I shot a short film. Or I went to go shoot behind the scenes of a short film, let me be clear. I went to go shoot the behind the scenes. And so I met a lot of the cast and crew. And one of the guys that I met, he's a Steadicam operator, right? Like, that's what he does. And so he shoots a lot of big music videos. Like, he did Say So from Doja Cat, and he did Sweetie's new video, right? And in the video...
I'll tell you, say your name? I didn't know that, by the way.
Yeah. I think that's how you say it now. I could be wrong. Is it Sweetie? Maybe? I don't know.
Sorry. Throwing that out there.
Yeah. But anyways, I could care less about Sweetie's video. Like, I don't care. Like, it's whatever. But my boy, he's in the photo, right? He's holding the camera, and he's filming some girls in cheerleader outfits, and there was a person that was like, oh yeah, that's kind of misogynistic, isn't it? And I was like, dude, I wasn't even thinking about that. Like, I really wasn't thinking about it. I was just genuinely putting it out there. This is my friend, and this is what he does, and I love that he does this, right? Because it's just like, for me personally, like I said, when one person gets on, I feel like everybody else's chances to get on go up. You know, like a rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't even thinking about it in that manner. But I caught some heat from it. And I was just like, I don't care, bro. Like, that's my boy. That's what he does. I thought it was a cool moment, you know? So I was like,
that is pretty cool as fuck.
So
I'll say this about that one, just being like, yeah, like, that hater shit is like, it comes back and bites you in the ass.
yeah. Like
Like, you don't want to put that energy out there.
No,
like,
man.
Why? Like, if you're going to hate, just don't even be their friend.
Like, because the thing is, like, you could criticize anything. You could pick apart anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, what? That's too much energy wasted.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's-
It's way too much energy wasted. To
I'm
pick
learning
apart.
that, like, everything's precious. Like, even the energy you spend, like, putting out, it's like,
Right.
why would you make it negative?
Right.
And another thing is, on that note, is, like, I learned from Joey Diaz, to be honest, and, like, if something, like, you got to take everything seriously. Like, small things serious for the big
Right.
things to work. So if you fuck with my vibe, like, if somebody were to tell me that, I'm going to block them.
Right.
I don't even argue. I don't argue with people.
Right.
If they say, like, well, you're just Mr. America, you love block, you like,
Right.
or somebody's like, Lubbock sucks,
Right.
block.
Right. How beautiful
I go
is
out of
that, though?
I go out of my way to
Right.
block you. Like, I could just unfollow you. No, I fucking block you. Like, if you fuck with me like that, like, don't fuck with my vibe.
Right.
For real, like,
What's-
just don't even fuck with my vibe. Like, just shut up. Like, don't like. Why
Right.
would you even say that?
Right. Like, that's the thing is, like, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say it.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
don't-
mean? Like,
that's why I have,
just
like-
kind of how we've grown up.
That's why, like, I think, like, that's why, like, only a few people fuck with me, which is cool. Like,
Right.
on a personal basis, like, when we want to go out or something.
Right.
Because, like, I don't take that shit. Like,
Right.
I was telling this guys, I don't know if you know, his name's Fat Boy and Matt. Sorry, I don't remember your name, brother, right now. I don't know your at on Instagram. But I'm like, you know, to make it is probably the hardest thing ever. Can you imagine how hard it is to make it in any sort of fucking industry?
Right.
Even if you're a fucking, like, a businessman, I
Right.
imagine it's really hard just to be really good at it.
Right.
And then you add on people, just all these
Oh, yeah.
voices. Like, why would you fuck, like, you got to cut all that bullshit out just to
Oh,
even,
absolutely.
like, get lucky enough to make it.
Right.
So,
And
like,
that's if you're doing all the
yeah,
work, right?
If you're doing everything right, it's still, like, might not happen.
Right.
And so I hear, like, these voices and these snickering, and like this person was like, well, you're going to do a podcast? I'm like,
Like,
don't even
man,
comment on
I
me like
got
that.
it,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna hang out with you no more. Why would I hang out with people that don't fuck with me like that?
Yeah.
Why would I need bad juju in my life?
Right. Yeah.
In any sort. Like, I need all the fucking luck I can to be the best I can.
Right.
You think I fuck with negative shit, and then I take that American shit seriously, and I take the Texas shit seriously. Like, don't fuck with me like that.
Absolutely. And like, what's crazy is like, from time to time I have people try to bait me into like debates and stuff like that. I'm like, no, I'm good. Thank you though. You know what I mean? Like, they'll ask me, well, how do you feel about this? I'm like, I don't. I don't feel any way because it doesn't impact me directly. So I don't, you know what I mean? I don't feel any way about it.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. Like, I stay away from that.
Yeah,
I protect my aura so, like, my energy so. I take that shit seriously, dude.
You have to, because if you don't, nobody else will.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so when you go out of your way to block somebody, that's for the betterment of you. Right. That's not because you let them get the best.
What's Nick Saban's quote? Passion to somebody unmotivated looks like aggression, or some shit like that. Have you heard that? Let me make clear that, because I love that quote.
But yeah, like, I leave all of my stuff public just because I'm like, you never know who's looking, right? Like, I personally leave all of my stuff public for that specific reason. But yeah, there are a few people that you definitely have to block because you're just like, nah, bro, you're always like trying to throw salt on whatever, and I'm not here for it. So
I don't even understand, like, what's the point, man?
Way too much energy wasted, Like, and don't get me wrong, there are definitely some D-bags out there, you know what I mean? But I leave it alone and keep it moving.
Damn it, I want to get this right because I love it.
I think that's been like the ultimate rule to kind of like what I've been doing. I got a few rules, but the first one is like, keep it classy, right? I always keep it classy, like, no matter what. I don't know what it is. Sorry, guys. What do you mean though? What do you mean by that? Just keep it classy. Like, even like when, like I said, like when people trying to throw shade and stuff like that, I'm just like, keep it classy. I'll read it, or if it comes through, I'll read it and then move on to the next one, which is the second rule. Just keep it moving. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. It is all, again, it just all boils down, like, Doug, if you're really serious about your thing and you really want to do it, you're not going to give a fuck what anybody says. Right. Just you can't. You can't. Yeah, you're right. You can't. Because it will destroy you, like, straight up. Like, if you, like, linger into what people say, because people will say the most jacked up things. And it's because you've come either from the same place that you, like, they have, and you've either moved forward and they haven't, or you've come from less and you've made more of yourself. And so when people see that, obviously they're like, instantly get jealous for whatever dumb reason, right? Because I feel like we've all been given the same tools, right? Like, the internet's available for everybody right now. That's what I was saying too. I'm like, if you have the ability to check your phone and see what other people are doing, you can change your life. Right. Your life isn't that bad. It might suck. Right. And you might be down. But it ain't that fucking bad, dog. You're on your phone. You're on the internet. You're probably at your house charging your phone. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's just a matter of just like your perspective. You know what I mean? The most teachable people are the most successful people. You know what I mean? Yeah. So be teachable. Be willing to change. I think that even boils down to sports. Like, be coachable. Mm-hmm. I think that's what you learn in sports. Yep. You gotta be coachable. That's what I hear of my, because my little brother's in sports right now. Yeah. You need to learn how to listen. And I think a lot of people, like, if I could speak on it, I just want to talk now about that. Like, if I could speak on, like, just learn how to listen and shut your fucking mouth. Right. Shut your fucking mouth. That's all. Like, a lot of people don't need to be talking. Like, that's just the fucking truth, man. Right. A lot of people don't need to be talking. They need to be listening. Right. Including myself. Maybe I should be listening more than I talk. I try to, like, that's the first thing that I'll come out and say. I'm like, I have no idea what any of this is, and I'm the last person you should probably be asking. Yeah. Now, if it's about, this sort of shot or this sort of frame, like, what should that look like? I could probably help you. You know what I mean? I could probably help you in creative ways absolutely all day long. But when it comes to, like, stuff of science or politics or anything like that, I'm like, no, I'm the wrong guy to ask. Because I just don't care enough to find out. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's not a knock against any of those people. It's just I'm not interested in that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm interested in making money. Yeah, I was going to get to that. Like, I don't mean to disrespect anybody listening, like, but I'm trying to get rich, dog. Right. I can't fuck with you if you're not. And you know what's crazy is, like, I'm not trying to get rich in the manner of, like, I got to have, millions. I'm trying to get rich and, like, I want to pay my house off and my car off, and I want to make sure that Gavin's good. Like
Yeah.
that's it.
Well, yeah. You got
You know what I mean?
you got other people you got to worry about. Know what I mean?
So for me, I'm like, but that's not to say that you won't see me in some.
I think it's weird. It's weird. Like I think a lot of people. Tell me how you think about this. A lot of people think like just because you like money and you want to have money doesn't mean you're not passionate about something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, "Well, you're just doing it about all for the money." I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I love podcasting and I love like getting on stage, but
Right.
that shit ain't gonna pay the bills.
Right. Yeah. No. Honestly, and for the first couple of years that you do anything.
Yeah, that's true.
You ain't gonna make no money.
You ain't gonna make no
You ain't
fucking money
making
unless you
no
get
money.
lucky.
Right.
But none of there's like 2 people in this world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, but I think a lot of people think like that. They like, well, just because you just want money. I'm like,
Right.
motherfucker, this shit's gonna go away one day. I'm gonna be home. I'm gonna be on a ranch, chilling, financially
Right.
stable. Like,
Trying to get that barn dominium.
yeah, man, I wanna be chilling on. I want a donkey.
You want a donkey?
I want a donkey.
That's the goal.
So I can ride a donkey on my acres. I want about 100 acres. I want a donkey. And I just want to be making my own beer and chilling.
Dude.
And I can't do that unless I got money. So
Right.
hit that fucking subscribe button, by the way.
That's it. Social currency. That's
Yeah.
what I meant to say.
Yeah.
It's the social currency.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's not hard to hit the like button. It's not hard to hit the share button. It's not hard to hit the repost or subscribe. Like, it's really not hard.
It's
Like,
not.
And what's crazy is, like, it shouldn't even be a thing that you have to think about. You know what I mean? Like, and I always post this every time that I see it. But there's always a post that's like, if my friend does this, then I'm going to do that with my friend. You know, if my friend makes bread, I'm going to go buy bread from them. If they make,
Oh, okay, yeah,
you
yeah,
know
I
what I
see
mean?
what you
Like,
mean,
it's just, even if it's more expensive, I'm going to do it with my friend because I want to see them succeed. So when I go through and I like pictures or I repost pictures or I repost whatever, it's because I want to see them succeed. You know what I mean? Shout out to Riley, because
Riley AG?
yeah.
Oh, I love him.
I didn't meet him that night, but he was there that night too, that I met you.
That's when I met him.
Yeah. And so he was there that night, and I think you had him on the podcast. And
I've had him multiple times. I like him.
I went and I followed him, and he followed me back, and we've been bromancing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, I know, number one, I can't film everybody's video. Like, I just can't. Like, there's no physical way for me to do it. So when I see other people get approached to make music videos, I don't get jealous. I don't get mad about it. I'm like, no, that's dope because somebody's getting their video made. Like, I don't care if it's for me. I would love the money to do it for myself. But, like, just the fact that it's getting made means that there are more opportunities for somebody to approach me. And I'm totally fine with that. You know what I mean?
I don't know why. I hope this makes sense. Like, it's with my friend Jen, who's usually here.
Mm-hmm.
She was telling me, like, there's a couple stylists in this town who only work a certain amount of days. Like, a lot of stylists work on the weekends. These stylists don't. They make their hours because they're that popular.
Right.
And she was like, well, I get the
Right.
ones that aren't able to get in with them, I get those people. And it's like, yeah.
Right.
You got to, like, and then I just think about, like, you got to earn each spot you're in.
Yeah.
Like, you got to, like, you got to start off, bust your ass, and then you got to become Jen, where she's,
Right.
like, she's the middle. Like,
Right.
and then Jen becomes that person who's,
Right.
it's like that with, I guess it's like that with video, too. Like,
Right.
Obviously, there's some big names in Lubbock right now.
Right.
Everybody knows who they are. I don't have to name them.
Right.
And you get the secondary version. Like,
Right.
don't think of it like that, though.
Right.
Like, you're like, be grateful you got them.
Right.
You're going to work. You're working.
Right. That's
You
it.
should Just
That's
just
it.
put your, just,
It's just work.
and then another thing, like with the reposts and all that and liking, like, yeah, you should do that, but it's like, your friends better come with it. That's the
Right.
way I see it. Like, you better
Right.
come with the heat, because I'm not
Right.
just going to repost everybody's fucking shit.
Right.
Who am I, though? Who am I?
Right.
But
You're
you better come with the.
Rattlesnake
You, not everybody reposts my shit, because I
Right.
understand not everybody likes my shit. That's cool.
Right.
That's I'm glad not
Right.
everybody likes my shit.
Right.
But you better come with the heat, dog, because
Right.
like, if I repost my shit and somebody sees it and it
Right.
sucks,
Right.
well, that makes me look bad.
Right.
I don't mean to say it like
Right.
that, but fuck, dude.
Right, and that comes back to the whole thing though. Like, everybody's watching everybody.
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah.
On some level, right?
Yeah.
And so when you do repost, right, that you are gonna take some heat, some criticism, and that's.
But
what it is.
I think I would like to say I think I repost some funny shit.
Oh yeah, all the time.
It's
bro.
funny as
Yeah.
fuck.
Some of the funniest things I don't personally post myself because I'm like, I already know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's funny to me. I think it's hilarious. But then I'm like, well, I already know people are watching. And trust me, like, I try to keep all my content as PG-13 as I can.
Oh no, I don't give a fuck about
I
that.
know you.
I have no remorse
But
for that
like,
shit.
I have like 5.
Why do you do
nieces and
that? Oh,
nephews.
okay.
So like, they watch everything that I do.
That's the sad thing about this. not the sad thing, the hard thing about this.
Yeah.
It's because I got brothers and cousins who listen.
At the same time, I'm like, no, I'm a grown man though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, if I do something else that's not mine, I don't mind it going way further than that. That because I know what's fiction and nonfiction, right? I'm a grown man, so I know what I'm getting myself into. So it doesn't bother me. Like it's whatever. But like for my own content, I try to like push the envelope on PG-13 as much as possible. That's it.
Yeah, that one where he said "Free Palestine," and the guy's like, "Yo, broke ass, always looking for some free shit." I thought that was the funniest thing in the whole entire world.
That was fun.
I got one post that I'm really scared to post, but I'll show you it after this.
Okay.
It's
you know, like that's why like a lot of the memes and stuff like that I post, they only live on my stories because they'll be gone before you know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Stories, the stories I post are fucking. Well, I find them on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I was just talking shit about Twitter.
That's why Twitter's the bathroom now, because everything crazy goes on Twitter.
Yeah. Facebook makes its way like 5 days later.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But sometimes Facebook be like just throwing me for a loop with their shit. I'm like, damn, dog.
The one you had posted up about the J. Cole thing was hilarious, because everybody was on that J. Cole album that first day, and nobody's talked about it since. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it was a good album, but it's not as good as like his other stuff.
I'll be honest. I will be 100% honest.
Oh dang!
I just don't listen to him.
Really?
I don't have an opinion.
Really?
Because I don't listen.
I love J. Cole.
But at this point, it's become a meme for me, where it's like, it's Friday. I don't want to listen to J. Cole. I retweet that shit every Friday on Twitter. And me and my friend do. Like, my friend, I think he genuinely hates him.
Yeah.
But at this point, like you know Vargas?
Yeah. Well, I know of him.
He's like a cool guy. I love him. Yeah. And he fucking worships that.
Me the other day.
He worships that guy. And part of me like loves reposting that just to piss him off.
Right.
Like I do that now. But dude, that post got me a lot of, not heat, but a lot of attention. I was like, man, ain't that serious, dog. I genuinely don't give a fuck about the guy.
Like, I love J. Cole. I went to J. Cole's concert when he was in Dallas this last time. Amazing concert. But this album, it's a mixtape. I'll be honest. It's a mixtape. And it's not something I take serious, because there's no role models. There's no... I mean, Love Yours, like, there's no real big jams on there. Like, nobody that I know is still listening to that album right now. Like, it's good to listen through once, and then after that, I'm good.
I mean, I didn't hear too many great things about it, so I mean...
Yeah, and that's what's crazy, is like, you're either all the way... And this is the other problem about social media, is like, we live in a 0 and 10 society.
Yeah.
So it's either all great or all
I was
crap.
going to say that, because it's like, no disrespect... It's kind of like that with Nipsey Hussle. Like, a lot of people either fucking love the shit out of that dude, or they don't even give a fuck.
Yeah.
I never knew the guy. I don't know. I never even like listened to him or was a follower of him.
Yeah. I like Nipsey. Don't get me wrong. I like Nipsey. He has a couple of really good jams, but for as many jams as he has, there's a couple songs.
But I also am like skeptical. Like, how many of these people? I mean, are you on Facebook?
Yeah.
How many of these like pictures of him with quotes are actually him saying that quote?
Oh yeah.
Or how? If that goes for anybody, actually, like how many of those quotes were actually said by him?
Yeah.
Like,
I made a fake Twitter post just so I could get out some season 3 stuff, like right before the election. Like I did for both sides, so don't forget. But like, you know, because it's real easy to do fake Twitter. There's a meme generator that you can go through, grab anybody's Facebook profile, and make it look like you screenshotted it from Twitter. Like, it took me 30 seconds to do. And I had both the presidential candidate shout out season 3.
Yeah, nice.
Just because it's fun. Like, it's you know.
But a lot of people take that shit seriously.
Super serious.
Especially about Nipsey.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, I don't think
Don't play.
I was like, I don't think he fucking said that. I guarantee he didn't fucking say that.
You can go through and you can
it's pretty generic quote.
Oh, yeah.
No disrespect to the guy, because I'm sure he did a lot for the community and all that.
I always see random quotes from Morgan Freeman and Matthew McConaughey. I see other Matthew McConaughey stuff. I'm like...
Or there's like a picture of it, like a generic Native American guy. Like, he doesn't even look... Like, he's all...
I bet we could make like 10 of them right now.
Yeah, he looks all like... He's all painted up, and it's like, that's not what they look like anymore.
Right.
Like, what the fuck are you... Yeah. And then it's like a quote about nature. I'm like, you don't live your life by that.
Yeah.
Just stop. Freaking... I don't even get in that. But yeah, just like, I just see quotes. I'm like, I see things people put on them. Like, I genuinely hope you guys are fucking with me, because if you really live like that, like, God bless you.
Right.
That's my whole point. Like, You don't know what's real. I don't believe anything I see on the internet.
Yeah.
I just get on there to fucking
can't.
laugh.
Right. You kind of can't, man. Like, if it, like the way I look at it is like, if it doesn't pertain to work, it's got to be a joke. And if it's not a joke,
Do you want another beer?
sure. If it's not a joke, then sometimes like I feel like people get real ranty, you know. I'm like, man, I don't have time for that, you know. If it's a picture of your kid, I'm gonna like it because everybody wants their kids to be liked, so I like those pictures. But outside of that, once it starts to get political, I'm like, all right, I'm out of here.
I feel weird about liking people's pictures of
It
kids.
is kind of weird sometimes.
I do. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, yeah, it's kind of weird sometimes. Like, most of the time I only like them, like, if they're congratulating them, you know?
Yeah,
If it's their birthday or something. Like,
I get that. Like,
yeah.
right now they're, like, graduating and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's for, I give
Yeah.
it. But
I did a lot of graduation photos, so I was like them.
Oh, that's true. But, yeah. Like, high school graduation?
Yeah, I did, like, 6 of them. All in. I did one. There were cousins. I did that in the same shoot. So, like, one was changing and I was shooting the other one. And then when that person was changing, I was shooting the other one. Because it was that busy. Like, I was like, dang. But it was good. It was a good feeling because that's work.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you, anybody actually, what makes somebody a photographer instead of somebody who just clearly, like, puts it through a filter?
Right. Oh, yeah. Because you'll see, like...
Because I could fucking buy a good camera. I actually have a really good camera that I haven't been using.
Right.
Because I'm fucking stupid.
Right.
But, like, I could just post a really high quality picture of me.
Right.
What do you think, like, makes somebody, like, a genuine business as a photographer?
Man.
What separates you
From everybody else?
Just somebody who's, like, a hobby.
Right. Because you'll see a lot of hobbyists that, like, have photo studios right now. And that's
Really?
not to hate on them because they're getting work.
Okay, then does that make them a genuine photographer or no?
Man, and again,
I'm curious. I'm just curious because you do it. You do it. So.
And don't get me wrong. Like, I definitely have moments where I'm like, you'll see, and I'm not hating on anybody.
Well, Radley takes pictures. I think
Right.
he's good at what he does.
I think he's good at what he does too. But, like, there have been a lot of new photographers coming out, right? And they only want to take pictures of girls, like, boudoir
Naked?
shots. Yeah. And it's annoying, right?
That's creepy.
Because, like...
That's creepy.
They take these photos, and they're not good photos. They're overlit. Like, they're just not good photos.
I wonder if that one person I'm thinking of still doing them.
But they're doing them. And I'm like, either somebody's paying them, or these girls really just want their photos like that. Whatever. That's not my business. But for me, I think what makes a dope photo is the one thing that's intangible, which is just that person knowing how to look through the lens, right? To really frame them right, and to really, like...
I asked that because it's happening everywhere. Because another, like, we talk about the internet and all that. Somebody could just pick up a phone, or just pick up a piece of equipment and be a rapper.
Yeah.
They could be a video guy. They can be a podcaster.
I get it all the time.
But it's like, what's going to separate us,
Right.
because we take that shit seriously,
Right.
from the guy who's, like, just fucking around?
There have been plenty of companies that I've approached to do commercials for, because that's one of the other things I do. I'll do commercials, like TV commercials that show up, and I'll be like, hey, do you guys need a commercial? Here's an idea that I have for you. I think that this would work, and I think this would help bring business, right? So I'll approach them. They'll say, let me think about it, and then they'll have, like, a cousin or somebody come in and do it, and it just doesn't look as good. It's a halfway baked idea, and it just doesn't look as good. But it works for them enough to where they're like, well, they didn't have to hire me at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so a lot of that's on me too, because I shouldn't have given them the idea to do it, unless I was actually going to do it. But I don't care about ideas. Ideas are free. It's all about the execution, right? So how does the end product look? Does it look legit, or does it look like crap? You know? And most of the time when you have a cousin or something and you know somebody that does it, it's not that great. Is it good? It's decent. It's passable.
Does the job.
Right. It's passable. And if that's all you're looking for, awesome.
Yeah.
But I think that is the thing, right? It's not the equipment. It's more about the magic eye, if you will.
That's what I was about to ask you. Like, I'm not so good at it because I just generally don't give a fuck about, like, paying attention to the... Like, do you obviously, I think you pay attention more than anything to me. Can you tell when somebody's half-assing it and when somebody's not. Like somebody really loves what they're doing in any form.
Yes,
especially with good equipment. Like let's say somebody who's just half-assing it, fucking around with really expensive equipment,
right?
As opposed to somebody who's not,
right?
Doesn't have like the money, but they really love what they do. They're passionate. They're fucking fire in their eyes. They're trying to make it. Can you tell the difference in the product between those two people?
Yes and no. Like there is a gap between the equipment, right?
Okay.
Between somebody just having like a Android phone and somebody having like a high end, like super high end DSLR.
YouTube actually did a series like that where it's like they put a professional photographer with like a $50 camera compared to an amateur with like a $5,000 camera.
Right.
Like, I never watched it. I should have, but yeah.
But the thing is, it's all about learning your equipment, learning what your limitations are, right? Learning what you can do and what you can't do, right? And then playing to those strengths, you know? Because I used to rap back in the day too. And everybody who's anybody starts off on GarageBand. That's just what you do, right? That's the platform, right? But there are limits to that. But if you can learn what those limits are, learn what that ceiling is, then you can kind of push past it, honestly. But can you tell when somebody's a wannabe photographer? Absolutely.
I don't mean just to single out photography because it boils down again to what we were talking about earlier. There's a lot of people wanting to do a lot of like
right, and there's also the learning curve, right? Yeah. Because some people, they're super passionate about it, they really want to do it, and they really want to make money from it, but they don't know what to do, right? And so for that person, I'll be like, well, you know, do this or that, you know what I mean? And then they'll take it and go with it. But there are some people that just want to hustle. You know what I mean? There are some people like, I can take your photos, and they'll take them, and then they look like garbage.
Yeah.
That's what I've actually been seeing a lot of lately. And
I guess photography is an easy target because it's an easy turnaround.
Right. It's quick.
Yeah, it's quick.
And if you get anybody that says, I can turn them around in maybe like, I don't know, 30 minutes or an hour or something like that, it's not good. Like usually a person will, because depending upon the photo shoot, like you'll take 1,000 photos, but you only keep like 10. You know what I mean? And it takes time to go through all those 1,000 photos. So if you have a guy that's like, I'm going to take pictures of you, and these pictures are going to come back to you within a day or so, probably not good. You know what I mean? Like, but there's the other side of it where like I've done photos for people, and people don't like how I edit them, and so they want the raws. And then I give them the raws, and then they look like crap because then they try to edit them and filter them, and whatever they want to do, and you're like, because anything that I'm taking, once it goes onto the internet, gets compressed, like hardcore compressed. And so you take a great photo, it'll look good. But if you take a crap photo, it looks like garbage. Like it's just, that's what the compression's doing. And so a lot of people, I mean, not that there's not any place for you if you're a brand new beginner or whatever, but don't come in the game and like try to charge people outrageous amount of money or really anything. I would say if you're new to it, do it for free. Do it for free for a year. And if it's
see how much you love it,
right? If you still love it after a year and you've done a bunch
I just was asking because I feel like like again with the internet, it gives easy access to do everything you want. But it's like, how much do you really love it?
Right.
Don't again, one of the things I hate. I don't want to. I use the word hate actually. Like is somebody who half-asses anything they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, to me, it's like a disrespect to the art. It's a disrespect to God. For real, like to the universe. Right. You have all this talent, all this. Like, why in the fuck would you half-ass anything you do?
And there are
if you love it, though.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people that like.
I don't understand that.
It's like, what did it say? There's a word for it. Like hustle always trumps talent, right? There's a reason for that, right? Because if you just have talent, it's easy to half-ass stuff. Like, honestly, it's easy to have.
Almost like a curse to have talent, huh?
Right. It is. Because you know you could phone it in, and it will look halfway decent. They'll be okay with it. But when you're for real about it, you really want to give an effort towards it. You know what I mean? And if you're not being true to yourself either. You know what I mean? Like, there's a big chunk of that that's like, no, bro, you probably shouldn't do this. Like, if you're not 100% in love with it, don't
that's my whole point. Like, don't go into anything Like, that's my biggest advice about anything. It's like,
Right.
just, you better fucking wake up thinking about it, and you better
Right.
go to bed thinking about it.
Yeah.
When you're on the shitter, you better be thinking about it. When you're
Right.
when you're having sex, you better thinking about it. For real, like, I'm not even kidding. Like,
Right. And that's the hard part, right? Because when you are married to it, when you are like, this is the thing that you think about, like, other things, like, that's the whole reason I'm single now. Like, I don't want to be neglectful to anybody.
no, I feel that.
Because, like, I'm like, I know that this is the thing that I want to do.
That's why I feel like I think I'm doing the right thing, because all I think about and all I do is this.
Mm-hmm.
And all I want to do is this.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I have a day job, but, like, in
Right.
between my day job, when I have time,
Right.
I'm doing business. I'm like, what are the numbers? What is it?
Right.
I feel you, because I told Swagadelic this. I don't know if you know what that is. I'm like, dude, I've said it on the Patreon that I haven't released. I'll put that out there soon. I was like, dude, I would rather die alone but succeed in this
Right.
than
Yeah.
that's a sacrifice I'm fucking willing. I know, like, that's an extreme. Again, it's a Joey Diaz thing. Like, I take the shit so seriously like that. Like, it's an extreme for me, because, like, I would die alone if that meant I get to succeed in this.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
a sacrifice I wholeheartedly, like, know I was willing to make, because
Right.
I want to fucking be Joey Diaz. You know what I
Right.
mean?
What's crazy is that people don't understand that.
They don't.
And
It was
they
like
think
the
you're
David Goggins
crazy.
thing.
They think you're crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, how can you, like, and some people are okay with where they're at. You know, some people, they're okay with working.
And
their
that's
job.
what I was gonna say too. Like, I understand people have different mentalities and they operate differently, and they allocate their time differently. But, like, the people I have around me, they're willing to go to war for
Right.
the rest of their lives.
Right.
For
Which
the
is
shit.
which is the people that you want to surround
Yeah.
yourself with.
Yeah.
Because you are literally the 5 people that you hang
Yeah,
around with.
I
the
love
most.
that quote. I heard
It's
that.
the truth.
I heard that at you said church. I heard that at church.
Yeah. Like,
It's
that's
like-
a real thing.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Genuinely.
And that don't even include physically, like, the people you listen to.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, when people are like, you never go out, I'm like, I never have time. And it's not that I don't want to, because, yeah, if I wanted to go and I wanted to, you know, chase after girls or whatever, I could do that, right? Like, that's not a hard thing to do. They're all at Little Woodrow's, right?
I love that place, by the way.
But that's the thing is like, this to me, this is the thing that takes me to the next level, right? And I really do want to leave some sort of, like, legacy for mine. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know, I'm from Post. You know what I mean? My grandparents are janitors
them.
in school, and that's where I come from. You know what I mean? So if it was up to my grandma, she would be super happy if I was, like, the electronics manager at Walmart and I was married and had, like, 6 kids. You know what I mean? Like, she would be totally fine with that. She'd be proud of me if that was all that it was. And at once upon a time in my life, that's exactly what I wanted. You know what I mean? I just wanted that. But then, as the internet became more and more tangible, I wrote about this the other day with, like, Rob and Big. Like, when I saw Rob do all these things, these are not just things that don't exist. These things exist. You know what I mean? These things can be obtained. These things can be had. You can go to these places. You know what I mean? Like, there are ways to get there.
He's from Texas.
Big Black? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Big
Christopher
Black.
Big Black Boykin.
I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah.
He's from Texas.
But those are real things. You know what I mean? So those things exist. So the ceiling doesn't have to be what you think it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you can go a lot further than you think that you can. In fact, your brain will try to stop you
For real. It really will.
from going the places
Yeah.
that you want to get to.
Yeah.
So there's
It's
that
weird.
ceiling.
It's
That is
weird.
crazy, right?
It's the weirdest thing. I feel that.
It's a safety mechanism.
Yeah.
You know, but if
Yeah.
you can break past that, right? I think that's when you really make it. Is when you recognize that's the limit that my brain has. I need to push past that. You know what I mean?
No, that's what I'm just trying to be inspiring to the young ones. Like,
And it is.
you're gonna go against your family. You're gonna go against
Absolutely.
again, like, you sacrificing women.
Yeah.
I like going to the bar, but I'm not chasing women. I like the idea that I worked hard all week
Right.
and everything I did, so I can go out.
Right. But you need to be
Yeah.
social.
Yeah. Well, that's also
This
true.
is a social.
I gotta go do. I gotta
this
go
is
do
a
my
social
job.
platform.
I do my job for like 30 minutes and I get fucked up. But
Yeah.
yeah, so, like,
Yeah,
that's one
no.
of my whole thing to the kids was like, because I've heard, like, again, the guy told me, he was like, the guys, the young guys, they're listening and they know who you are. I'm like, good, because that shit, you better fucking. I started when I was 22,
Mm-hmm.
turning 23, 2019. How old was I? Hold on. Yeah, I was 22, turning 23.
Yeah.
I wish I had heard that when I was 18. I wish I had heard this when I was 17.
Right.
Like, damn, I should have started when I was that young.
Right. And that's
what I'm telling them. Like,
that's one of the reasons that I wanted to do this was because I was like, this is another guy from Post.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm genuinely here for it all day long. You know what I mean? Because there aren't a lot of other people that I know from where I'm from trying to do a lot. You know, a lot of Post makes its money from the oil field, which is awesome. Nothing wrong with it.
No, there's nothing wrong with the way
that's a good, honest living. You know what I mean? And people love to do it.
They live like actually pretty good life. You know, making good money.
Yeah.
Making like Lubbock money and they live in Post.
Crazy money.
Making that money in Post when it's really even cheaper than Lubbock.
Dude, one of my friends was making stupid money.
Yeah, but
and I
it's
was like, good God.
I could go. I graduated from tech. Mm-hmm. I could go down that route. Mm-hmm. I could go down the route I'm doing now. I'm like, and it's not a bad idea. I think
there's absolutely nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong with it, dude. But okay. Let me. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Like, I love what I do right now. Like, landscaping. I make the best of every situation. I don't like living like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
Landscaping sucks, dude, because we're out in the heat, we're out in the rain.
Right.
But I love it. It's fun. I'm outside. I'm not living. I'm not doing an office job, which I would never, ever, ever fucking do.
Right.
In my own. I'd rather die. But, and then I graduated with a degree to do that, and I would never do that. But, like, what was I going with this? What was I saying?
The life that you lead is different than what you could have been doing. Right.
Oh, like, I don't even know where I was going with this. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Like,
I'll say this, like, I have a lot of friends, and a lot of friends, they always look at my stuff.
And now I know what I was gonna say. Can I say it?
Yeah, go.
like I'm happy doing that, but it's not satisfying. Like, and actually, I am satisfied. Like, I get home, like, I accomplished something. I earned my money today, but
right.
I don't feel complete, and like, it's weird because I could landscape or I could do another job for the rest of my life and be happy,
right,
and have felt complete with a life that I was given. But this makes me feel complete. This makes me feel like Rattlesnake. I'm not Rattlesnake Roy when I'm landscaping.
Right.
And Rattlesnake Roy is who I should be.
Right. There's fulfillment.
There's fulfillment, yeah. Which is, again, it's weird because I do feel fulfilled when I do, like, when I'm being a productive member of society, because that's what I think we all should be.
Right.
No matter what. But when I'm doing this, I'm like, yeah, dude, I fucking love this shit.
And it's
so fucking weird, though, because I'm like, damn, dude, I love being outside. Right. I love making, because people get happy when their yards look good.
Right. Because this isn't work to you right now.
It was fun. Earlier, now it isn't. No, this is fun. Yeah, no, but it's weird. Again, it's weird because it's fun landscape. That's my mentality. Like, I make everything fun, and I make because when that shit stops, then I'm gonna fucking die. That's just a fucking like. Why would I not be having fun living life? Like, I'm alive. I'm healthy.
Right.
I'm in America.
Right.
Why the fuck would I not be having fun in any situation? Even, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? That's my whole mentality. But yeah, dude, that's why, like, I love this shit. I love this shit.
There's a quote that's it says, "A man who loves what he does never works a day in his life."
Yeah.
And that's where you're at. And that's what I'm trying to be. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not, fully where I would like to be yet. I would like to be completely done with everything.
Oh, me either.
And just be 100% like a creator. Like, that's what I would want to do. Right?
Hit that subscribe button so we can be. By the way.
But it is a thing that comes, It comes with time. It comes with effort. And there are plenty of my friends that are like, they see what I'm doing and they're like, bro, I wish that, like, we could trade places sometimes, And I'm like, you do and you don't. You're married, you have kids, like, you have a beautiful wife.
I see that too.
A beautiful home. Like, you don't understand that in itself. That's a rare thing. Yeah. You know how rare that is?
Yeah.
That's a rare
I'm glad we're talking about this because that's how I feel. I'm like, that's happiness. That's security, and that's and it's a good life.
Right, because what we do, like, just being creators, that's a really hard thing to do.
And it's not a guarantee.
That being in a relationship and being married is not work, because that's definitely work too. This is a different type of work. This is you waking up every day and saying, I'm going to do what I need to do today so the snake pit can get on.
It's weird because, like, that's like a guarantee almost. Like, that life is like it's a safety net.
Right.
You go home, like, I mean, the economy, whatever.
Right.
COVID, you can't predict that shit. But when it's good, it's like everything's good, everything's gravy.
Right.
and we don't know what tomorrow holds. You know, it's like, well,
that's why I'm always
it's fun.
That's why I'm spinning so many plates. Like that's why I'm doing season 3. That's why I'm doing Dead Star Chronicles. That's why I'm doing Arable, and that's why I'm doing like all this other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because I know that one day when one of these things pops, I'll use that money to funnel to all the other things. Like that's the goal. Like I'm even working on a comic book right now, like a hardcore graphic novel with some other people. It's called Bloodhounds, and it's based in Texas. And
nice.
Like that's a thing that like I really want to do more of. Like, but it's just that takes time. I'm not an artist, right? I help write the story and build the world, and then I hand it off to them, and then they start to do that.
That's interesting. I forgot I was gonna say this. You were talking about being a history teacher.
Yeah.
That's one of my young dreams. Like I have a lot of young, like you know, the comic book thing. Mm-hmm. One of my young dreams is being is teaching a class at Tech or any other university, like history. I love history.
Yeah.
I love it more than anything.
And that's one of the things that goes even into that story. Because I love history, like I love Texas history. And so a lot of Texas history is in Bloodhounds because of just where I'm from.
Oh, yeah.
I mean? Like that's like these are stories that don't get talked about.
I'm more a fan of World War II. That's my favorite. That's my favorite timeline. You know, maybe the Civil War.
Yeah. Like we need
early American history. More
stories about that, right? So that'll be a thing that comes out. We like Bloodhounds. Hopefully, I say hopefully, because we should be ramping up to start that in like the next 2 weeks as well. I got a lot of things going on.
I thought I had too many. You fucking have way more than me.
That's why I have zero social life, because I'm like, because every time I think you post every once in a while, like, yo, you want to go drink? I'm like, dang.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a difference because like I want to live that life where I'm not any free time.
Yeah.
And I tried to.
Yeah.
And now I got overwhelmed. I'm not built for that.
Yeah.
I'm just not built for that.
I do a thing I like to call the Bruce Wayne moment, where like I'll show up for a little bit and I'm peacing out. Like I just come in. Like I remember one night I was at like 3 parties at the same night. And I was like, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go use the bathroom, and then I would go to the other spot because it is important to socialize. You need to network. You need to
networking is very important.
Absolutely, like hands down, that's the number one.
But
thing
you know what happens with me? Like you've had 2 beers, I'm already 4. I'm on the 5th one. So that's what happens to me. You're not even done with your second one yet. I've already finished 4, so that's what happens to me. I get fucking drunk.
Yeah.
I don't stop. Right.
Yeah. And you know what? That's just part of it. Like you'll learn, like as you kind of come up on, you know, with everything going on, you'll learn that you actually will probably go through like 1 beer just talking. Right, like when you're entertaining the crowd, you'll go through 1 beer. But when you're listening to other people, because you're listening to me right now, that's when you start flying through the beers.
I don't know, because I'm flying through beers regardless. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I'm not built for that shit, dude. I wanted to be like you. I'm always working. And I fucked myself up.
Come.
It just fucked. No, I already came, and I couldn't handle it. I couldn't fucking handle it. That's just the truth. I couldn't handle it.
And that's
people are like, "Why didn't we do a podcast?" I'm like, dude, you don't understand.
Right.
I need Roy time.
Right, because it's not an easy thing, right?
It's not.
Because even this right now is however long we're talking, right? But that doesn't include you going back through and editing and going through.
I say like you probably add twice amount.
Oh yeah,
2 times what the conversation was.
Right, just to edit it.
Total.
Right, and that's if you're like not even tightening it up. That's just you watching it.
That's just me being the fucking idiot and just do. Put that shit through Audition.
Yeah.
Real quick. Change camera angles. Clip it a little bit and boom. There you go, guys.
That's it, man.
If you don't like it, well, you don't like it. Come work for me if you want to fucking make it better.
Right?
For real though.
He's looking for interns.
For now, I need people to subscribe and hit the Patreon so I can make money and pay people.
Follow the Instagrams. That's the other thing. Like, I feel like it gets slept on heavily, but definitely follow the Instagram. Because I think, like, even doing podcasts and stuff like that, we're getting to know you on a whole new level. But even, like, on the Instagram, the things that you post, like, that's a way to interact. That's a way to get to know somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I'm super cool with a lot of people on the internet. I've never met a day in my life.
Really?
Never. But I'm like, bro, that's a fire fit. That's dope. Like, and the other thing is, don't be afraid to give compliments. Don't be creepy about it. Don't be creepy about it. But like, you know, if a girl post a fire picture, just dang, that's sick. You know what I mean? Like, but don't like try to slide in DMs or nothing like that. That's gross. But just be cool. Hit the likes. Gross. subscribe.
You boys need to be careful
Dude,
with the DMs. I see them. I know.
there's and to them as well. There's a lot of thirst traps out there. There are girls laying down them thirst traps.
Oh, I was talking about Jen. I
Oh.
see them. I know.
They always end up
You
Jen.
fuckers. For real, they are. And I take that shit seriously too. Like, let me just talk on that.
Right.
They're creeps about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
first of all, I was like, Jen, why don't you tell me this?
Right.
She's like, you know how girls are like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
They're giving them
I had no.
the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, fuck that.
Right.
I want you to be comfortable when you're here.
Right.
And-
What's crazy is like, you and I will never get those DMs. Right. We'll never get DMs from chicks that have been like ultra gross about it.
Yeah.
Right. They may say like, hey, how's it going? You know. We'll never get those like random pics.
Hey, what are you doing at 2 a.m?
Right. Dude, don't be that guy. Just don't be that guy.
That was my whole point. Like,
Get to know somebody.
you don't think I'm gonna know?
Right.
And then like people comment on her pictures. Like Jen's my, I don't care who sits across from me.
Mm-hmm.
It could be goddamn George Bush. If he's creepy to Jen, you're not on the podcast no more, bro.
Right.
And when you're like, hit me up, like I'm not gonna respond. I'm like,
Right.
for real?
Yeah.
So I saw people commenting on her pictures. It's weird. I thought it was inappropriate.
Yeah.
I thought it was inappropriate, and I was like, hey,
Yeah.
are you okay with this? And she was like, no. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and well, what the fuck? The fuck is wrong with you? Like, and then I like those guys. I did.
Right. And that's
I'm
what
like,
sucks, right?
I
It's
did.
like- and it's really hard to compliment a girl on anything right now because of cancel culture, the way
Yeah.
it is. So I'm
But-
like, man, you know.
It's that. I mean, it's like you're right. It's one thing to say, well, that's because she is a fire girl and she does the hair. She looks good all the time. It's like
Right.
one thing. Like, damn,
That's her job.
Yeah, it's like
That's
one
her
thing
job
to
to
be
do it.
like, whoa, that's cool. Or hey, that's fire. But it's
Right.
another to be like, nice ass. You
Right.
should be shaking it. Or it's another thing to be like,
I got that one the other
hey,
day.
what are you
I didn't know
doing?
how to respond.
What are you doing? And it's 2 a.m. Again, that like, who? What? I get DMs at 2 a.m. I do get DMs at 2 a.m. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, don't worry about what the fuck I'm doing at 2 a.m. I should be. We both should be asleep.
Right.
I'm not gonna respond to you at 2 a.m. There's nothing good to come out of that.
Right.
But that's like, I'm like,
But look, like you recognize it, right?
yeah. But I told her, I'm like, hey, you need to tell me when these guys are being fucking.
There are a lot of dogs.
It's like weird because like I take it personal. Like you're disrespecting me. Like I'm not. I don't own Jen. Jen's not. But she's here. She's Snake Pit.
Right.
And you're just you fuck with me. If you say you fuck with me, then you obviously better treat Jen with respect
Right.
because you're gonna do that. And like, what the fuck, dude?
But there are a lot of dogs, dude.
It's like
Jen.
I know. Again, I know because she tells me, and
Yeah.
you can call her what you want, but she tells me, and I tell her, you better fucking tell me when these guys are being like that because that's not cool.
It's definitely
It's not cool.
I know, like whenever we use models, I had one model for season 3. She literally deleted her Instagram because it would just like the shots are really good, and
Yeah.
all the pictures that I try to take of girls, I try to take like tasteful shots, nothing risque, nothing boudoir, nothing like that because I know creepy dudes are out there.
Yeah, and
It
I
sucks.
also understand too, like Jen's, again, she's a beautiful, attractive woman.
Right.
I understand you hitting her DMs like, hey, let's go on a date, or hey, like you're sliding DMs. I can
Right.
respect that, but if
Right.
you're gonna, again, you could tell
Just-
the creepiness.
Just be respectful.
You can tell the creepiness when it
Right.
is there. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
that's not my girlfriend. For all y'all wondering, it's
Right.
not my girlfriend. Like,
Right.
I'm not gonna be offended if you DM her. Like, that's cool.
Right.
You should,
Right.
but you gotta come at it right.
Right.
And you gotta also understand if you're on here and you DM her and she don't respond, like, you gonna come back on?
Right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
if
super
you want
weird.
to come back on,
Super weird.
or you want to come on and you've already DM'd her, like,
Super weird.
come on, dog. Like,
Yeah. It's
just be smart.
yeah.
Just be smart, people.
Right.
That's my girl, and I'm gonna fucking defend her again
Right.
for the rest of
I know.
my life.
Yeah.
So
But that whole experience of like, because the girl that was on there, she was my friend, and she was my friend through Gavin's mom, and so like I felt really bad, like
Damn.
because she was getting hit up by like a bunch of dudes.
like in a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey man, I'm sorry that happened to you. Like, definitely not cool. And so
It's not.
like
It's
since
not cool.
that time frame, I was like, dude. I'll ask girls. I was like, okay, before I post this, like I appreciate you modeling out the shirts, like 100%. Thank you. But before I post this, do you want me to tag you in it? Here's what could potentially happen, right? Are you okay with it? Can you handle it? because the platform is bigger.
That sucks,
right?
Because she's Jen's something like, I'll model your shirts. I'm like,
Right.
for that reason, I'm like,
It's a hard thing.
I don't even like the fact that I even think about it.
Right.
Sucks.
Right. It's a hard thing. It is a hard thing. That's why like any girl that I've had model our stuff, and any person really that I've had model stuff, I let her know, hey, look, there's gonna be some creepers, there'll be some douche bags, like it's gonna happen. Like it's just part of it. Because I'm tagging you in it, but I'm tagging you in it because I want you to get credit, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's what I would want.
This is like a job opportunity for her.
Right.
In the future, maybe. Exactly.
I was like, so if I tag you in it, it's because I want you to get credit, If I have a friend of mine design something, I want them to get credit for it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what comes with it. But understand that there are some creepy things that happen.
Dudes don't understand, man.
And like I said, dudes are dogs, bro.
And it makes me sad.
Jacked up people out there.
I haven't brought that up. I should have. I mean, this is the time I am because, like, again, that whole situation came up to mind, and I was like, and she was like very appreciative of it. She was like, Roy, you had, like, thank you for caring about. I'm like, right. I thought that was simple, like human decency, not to like do and say the things you said to her.
I mean, you'll catch the vibes.
And then my whole point is like, would you say it to her when I'm around in here?
Exactly.
If you done like, if we're all right here on the camera, are you gonna say it to her?
Right.
No, you're not.
Right.
So
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not having you back on. So if you understand like why I don't fuck with you no more, there you go, dog. Learn.
Right. And that's what's sad is like we even have to have this conversation. Yeah. You know what I mean?
For real, it irks me that I even had to say it.
Right. And that and especially because I'm not a young buck no more. I'm like 32. So like when I have these younger girls model, I always let them know, hey, look, this is a situation. You know what I mean? You're gonna get some creeps. Just be aware of it. If you feel like you can handle it, cool. If not, don't worry about it. I'll find someone else.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's tragic.
It is. It's jacked up, man. It's super jacked up.
It's also jacked up too, like the fact that they think like a lot of the guys are. It is innocent, and they just don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they don't know that.
Some guys don't know, but some guys know exactly what.
Yes, I mean I've run in with her is like they just genuinely are like being cool about it, and it's like, dude, come on.
Right. But that's why like you'll never see any thirst traps on my Instagram or season 3 Instagram because it's not meant for that. You know what I mean? Like it's genuinely to show off the clothes in a manner in which it would be worn anyway. You know what I mean? Because we've had some girls that throw out thirst traps, hit us up and like, hey, can we model? And I'm like, okay, if you do, then here's what you would have to wear. It would be more focused on the shirt and the rest of your outfit.
Yeah.
But like I've had, because other guys that have their brands, they'll have girls and they'll take pictures with just a shirt, and I'm just like, man, that's just not my lane, bro. I can't do it. Like, because I know that like my niece will see this. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I gotta explain to her like, what's happening in this photo. You know what I mean? So like, for me, I'm like, nah, bro. It's all gotta be like, it's gotta be dope in a tasteful way. You know what I mean? So for me, that's kind of like the goal. That's not to say that I haven't been approached to do like boudoir shots or whatever, but I just don't. You know what I mean? Or at least I don't. I don't.
I'm glad I don't do that shit. But like I'm not in that lane because that's
right. Because that's a different community. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that community. There are a lot of people that do it. And that's not to hate on them. That's their lane. But for me, like I said, because I know the audience that I'm in front of, and I just want to make sure that I am doing everything I can so that they can stay my audience. You know what I mean?
No, I was pretty fucking furious when that heard
happened?
all that.
Oh yeah.
And I still want to harp on it. Like, if you're at like a job in an office, like people take that shit to human resource, like HR, and I'm like, that's serious shit. Like I'm already getting mad again. Like,
you
just wouldn't do that at work.
Right.
You don't do that. This is, if you're serious about your thing and like,
right.
I hope I'm presenting it in a way that this is a job. This is work for us.
Right.
You don't do that. What are you gonna hit on your boss like that? Are you fucking stupid?
Right.
Man, it made me. I was so fucking. She was like, "It's okay, don't be mad." I'm like, "No, I'm fucking pissed."
Right.
Like,
well, I mean, the thing
like
is,
you were fucking disrespecting me like that, and you're saying that to her.
There's a level of trust.
Yeah, it's like
that comes.
I don't want creeps.
Here.
And then my mom and my sister are here. Like I don't want that type of person here. Right. Are you fucking man? It makes me mad, dog.
Yeah.
I just want to say that like you wouldn't do it at your work. You gonna do that here?
Right.
And if you did it here, like you're gonna disrespect me like that, cool, man. Yeah. I'm gonna talk to you again.
Right.
I ain't promote your shit. I don't even promote your shit. So just be cool, man. Like I get it. Like Jen's cool and all that. Like she is pretty. Like if you're gonna go about it that way, just understand, like, you might not be on here again.
Right.
Because she most like, I think 'cause she's like us. She's busy.
Right.
She doesn't have time for that. I can't speak for her entirely. But, like, she's a professional. She knows what professional is.
Right.
She knows what professionalism is. And, like, we're trying to be professional.
Right.
We might get fucked up and smoke a little weed and all that, but, like, be professional, dog.
Right.
That's my whole thing. Like,
right.
Because that pisses me off, dog.
Right.
Like, that made me madder than motherfucker.
Because it is.
And it makes me out of character because, like, I want to be cool and calm and collect, but it fucking made me mad. Like,
right. And that's a moment
because you got to get close to her right here. Right. That's a tight-knit little area. Like, you got to, like, almost brush up on her. And I want you to, if you brushed up on her or I did, like, it's
It'd be weird.
No. Right. I want it to be like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get by.
Yeah.
But if somebody was creepy and she was like, I want you to touch me.
Dudes that do it, man.
It is. And it's like, it's very unfortunate. I don't know why what made me go down this, but I hate
what it is.
Said.
Like for me, like I was raised by women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my mom, my grandma, and I had my sister. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have my dad. I had my grandpa. You know what I mean? So like for me, raised by a bunch of women, and like I just, you know what I mean? I try to be respectful.
Yeah, you obviously could see it was all bottled up in me because I was fucking mad about it. I was mad about it. I was super pissed about it. Right. But it's nothing, no shame on Jen. I love her.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being...
And she shouldn't feel bad. She shouldn't shouldn't even feel weird about being here.
Right.
Ever.
Right. Which is the thing. And I was like, you know, I mean, you really want to model and I want to help you do that, right?
Yeah, they should never feel out of place.
Right. Because, I mean, not for nothing. Everybody's giving a gift. Everybody's giving something, right? And some girls are pretty. That's it, you know?
Yeah, you admire their beauty.
Right. And I'm just like, hey, look, this is a situation. If you're cool with it, cool. But I never, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah.
I've had these moments. So I just want to say, like, that's it. That's that.
Don't do it.
It's happened a few times. It's happened a few times. But the fact that it's even happened even aggravates me, like,
right.
Motherfuckers.
Because you know these guys on some level.
Yeah, right? I respected them. I don't respect them anymore.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, man. It's a super weird thing.
It's weird. Like, it's weird because like I love having a female co-host.
Right.
And I don't ever want to say, oh, that's a female co-host.
Right.
But I sometimes got to because some motherfuckers don't know how to treat a female right, or even with respect. Like, dog.
Just
motherfucker.
Chill out, bro. Like, you know, like, and that's not to say that you could never slide in anybody's DMs, but just be cool about it.
That's what I meant too. Like, you mean if you want to slide in her DMs, I'm not opposed to it. She's probably not opposed to it.
Yeah.
In a weird way. But don't be like,
I haven't
dated. Shake that ass. Like,
I haven't dated in so long. I don't know how to like slide anybody's DMs. I'm just like, hey,
how old's your kid?
He'll be 11 this year.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, like
he's already old.
He's going on to 6th grade. So, but the thing is, like, I'm lucky enough to where I have him all the time.
Where does he go to school
at? Right now he's going.
Where he's gonna go?
The Friendship Middle School. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, that's where he'll be going. And so, man, I'm excited. I really love having Gavin around and like enjoying my time with him. And then whenever I don't have him, just work mode. You know what I mean? And like I've talked to a few girls, and like it's just hard because I don't know.
Probably more so for you because you're fucking busy as hell.
I'm busy. I'm traveling, and I'm just like, dude.
So what are you doing today? What do you got on the agenda today?
Today, actually. Today's like the family day. So like as soon as I get done with this, I'll go and have a graduation barbecue. And then once everybody leaves, I'll make like 50 shirts. And then once that's done, depending upon the time, like I'll chop up a podcast for the Airbowl podcast. And then depending upon what time that's done, I might try to watch a movie. But yeah, we'll see. That's why I've fallen like so behind on like TV shows and stuff like that. Because I'm like, dude, I don't have time. Like, and not, you know, I just don't. That's why I try to stick to movies because I can dedicate like 2 hours, but like a whole series I just can't do it. Yeah. Like there's just no way.
You should watch The Bad Batch though. That's a good series.
Is it good?
I love it.
I've heard
it came out today
good.
Or yesterday. I watched it today.
Nice. Okay.
It's
have to
great.
Check that mug out.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Like I watch TV in the most random times. Like after I drop Gavin off to school, like on Fridays, like I'll have like an hour and I'll eat breakfast and I'll watch something. You know what I mean? But then outside of that, like I really am trying to work. That's why I'm always on my phone. Like some people look at like I'm being disrespectful. I'm like, dude, I promise I'm not. Like that's just where my work lives.
Yeah.
You know, it lives on Instagram. It lives on YouTube. It lives on Facebook. Like I have to respond to these messages. You know, or if somebody puts in an order, I need to see where it's going. You know what I mean? So that's just part of me. You know. So that's a hard thing to come across, you know, especially like on first dates and stuff like that. I try to put my phone down like it is right now and try not to look at it. And I'm just like, dang.
It is hard.
It is a really hard thing. Yeah. So like now I've come to the point where like I hang out with other creators, and so I'm like, whoever looks at their phone first gets to buy the drinks.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah. And it's even a rule like that me and Gavin have, because he just recently got a phone because his mom got him a phone. And I was like, whoever looks at their phone first, they get to do the dishes.
What's he looking at his phone for?
I know. That's why he's always on like TikTok and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, no phones at the table. Like, this is a rule, and I it sucks for me too. Luckily, I have like my watch, so I get to cheat a little bit. Like,
yeah, you're cheating. Oh man.
But I love being a dad. I love being a creator, and man, I'm thankful to be on this podcast.
Again, obviously, like all this shit you said, like, to be here is crazy. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Making time, rescheduling a week early.
Yeah.
Season 3, June 5th.
June 5th. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll put it'll be out there by the time you guys hear it.
Right.
We'll have it all.
Just follow us on the Instagram.
Just go.
I'll direct you there.
It's a local, local business, local affairs. Just go do it.
Yeah.
Where can they follow you at?
Follow me at the Chris Vargas, and that season 3. Season 3 is SZNIII.
There you go, man. Thank you.
I know,
again.
random, but it's how I could LLC it. So there we go.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
I'll be here, but I know you gotta go.
Appreciate you, man.
I'm gonna
Thank
go pee, and we can drink some more if you want or not. You can go.
Cool.
But we'll see you guys next time. SnakePitRest.com, new merch. We'll talk to y'all later. Thank you. There you go. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube. And if you really want extra content, hit the Patreon, subscribe there, please. And thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next time.